Good morning, Keller Williams, and welcome back to the KW Command 66-Day Challenge 9.0, and today is day 61. So today we're going to continue our training on Command for Teams and talk to you about contacts and several pieces of nuance between personal contacts, team contacts. We're going to dive into things like ownership, assignment, collaborators, tags, lead sources, and custom fields. So we are in our command account. We're going to go into contacts, and you can see right now that we are in, well, you can't see. How do I know if I'm on my team account or my personal account? Well, the first thing to know is that if you click on this drop down, you can see personal and then you can see team. So going back and forth between the two is going to tell you which account that you're in. Now, this team that I'm on is also the Pro Coach C team. So my personal name is Pro Coach C, and then when I switch to my team, it's Pro Coach C. So when you look at the top here, there doesn't look like it's much different, but note the word team contacts, right? So if you're in the contacts applet and you're like, what, am I working on my personal or my team? You can tell, and we're going to switch to personal, the word team is not at the top. So it's one thing to note, if I'm in the contacts applet, am I looking at my personal contacts or team contacts? Look at the very top of the screen. If you don't see the word team, it means you're working on your personal contacts. In order to get to your team contacts, you're going to want to click the drop down, toggle to your team account, and then you'll see your team contacts. I know these are my team contacts because it has the word team at the very top there. These are two of our fictional characters. I've actually moved these over from the personal account. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But I wanted to go through what a contact looks like and some of the differences when it's in a team account versus a personal account. So we're going to open up a little fictional character here, Peggy Hill. The first thing to note is that we've got something called legacy tags. And you can see there are not any team tags applied to this contact. So with regards to contacts, personal versus team, you're going to have two different sets of tags, two different sets of lead sources, and two different sets of custom fields. Now, those may be the exact same if you are the rainmaker and you're creating those in both sides. But if you're a buyer's agent or a member of a team, you may have tags that you're personally using inside of your personal command account that are not the same as the team tags, lead sources, and custom fields. As a rainmaker, if I have several buyer's agents or several agents on my team, I want us all speaking the same language within the team account. As an example, we might do a past client event, and we want to send out emails and text and make calls to all of our past clients. Well, if I call them past clients, and then buyer's agent number 1 calls them past buyers, and then buyer's agent number 2 calls them past buyer, and then agent number 3 calls them former clients. Buyer agent number 4 calls them forever clients. You get the gist, right? So I'm trying to filter our team contacts by tag, and I've got 4 different tags that all reference somebody that's worked with us in the past. That's the reason as a rainmaker I want to have one set of tags. So it's a common language spoke between the entire team and all the members of the team. So yesterday we sort of talked about permission levels. If you are a standard permission level holder on a team, you do not have the ability to create or change tags, lead sources, or custom fields. So when you go to add a contact as a team member who is a standard permission level, you're essentially just choosing from whatever the rainmaker has previously created. Now, if you're given enhanced or unlimited permission levels inside of contacts, then you would have the ability to create tags, lead sources, and custom fields. My advice would be just check with the rainmaker before you start creating tags, again, such that you have the same language. So if I wanted to come in and edit this contact, I could, and I could come down and you can see, right, we've got lead sources, we've got tags, and I could come in and put in, so we could create right now a team tag that was called fake people. Because I haven't created a team tags and I'm an unlimited permission level holder, I can come in and create those tags, right? And then we could do cartoons, and now we have team tags that are starting to match our personal tags. So if I save those, now you'll see we've got tags and legacy tags. So legacy tags are only present that contact was a personal contact that was moved over to the team account. In that case, whatever tags were on the personal contact will come over as legacy tags. You would need to re-add team tags to that contact. You've still got all the same contact information, so phone number and email. Lead source, we didn't select one. We would have to choose a team lead source, even if there was previously a personal lead source on this contact, just as a heads up. Next up, you get into account, owner, assignee, and collaborator. So account just tells you, once again, which account are we in? Where does this contact live? A contact can only live under one roof. And when I say that, think about two different houses, right? You've got your personal house and your team house. The contact cannot live in both places at one time. So this basically indicates that this contact lives in the team house. Under the team roof, it is a team contact. Now, who owns this contact? That's our second line. You can see I own this. So my personal name in this ProCoach account is ProCoach MC82. If you are on a team, you're going to want to have conversations with your rainmakers about ownership of contacts. Every team is a little bit different. If your team allows you to retain ownership of your personal contacts but asks you to put them in the team account, then you would see, right, all of your contacts would be imported into your personal account, then moved over to the team account, or potentially by someone who's unlimited or enhanced, they could import your contacts and basically name you as the owner. It is very important to note, as a standard permission level holder, if you go to import your own contacts into the team account, by default, the ownership will be the team. So if you're a standard permission level holder on a team, my recommendation is to have a conversation with your rainmaker, and most likely your personal contacts are either going to be entered by you into the personal account, and then the account would be changed. I'll show you how to do that tomorrow. Or they would be imported by somebody on the team, director of operations, director of sales, rainmaker, etc. Someone with unlimited or enhanced permission levels, because when they do the import, they can actually name you as the owner. Hopefully that's not too confusing. If you're on a team and you're confused, go have a conversation with your rainmaker. Next up, you've got the assignee. So the assignee can be someone different than the owner. So think about the rainmaker has a client, they're working with them on a listing, but they're not going to show houses and write contracts on the buy side. They still want to retain ownership, right? I'm the rainmaker, it's my best friend. I'm not going to show him houses, but if anything changes, I'm still going to own the contact. So I'm going to own the contact, but I'm going to assign it to Billy, buyer's agent. So now Billy can see that contact in his command account, but if he leaves the team for any reason, he does not take that contact with him because he doesn't own it. Finally, you have collaborators. Collaborators are really good for some kind of role, like if you have an ISA or a VA, someone that is making calls or making notes inside of your contacts. That's really the best role for collaborator. They can't do much other than make notes on the actual contact. So they're not adding tags, they're not making edits, they're not adding contacts, they're not putting them on smart plans. They are very limited in what they can do. That's why a collaborator's best role is someone that just needs to add notes to the contact. So that's some of the beginning nuances of team-based contacts. So who's the owner? What account do they live in? Who's the assignee? Is there a collaborator? And have we added team tags, team lead sources, or team custom fields? Just know that when you import, it's very important as an agent on a team to understand which account you're importing to based upon your rainmaker's wishes, and during that import, being sure you understand who's going to own the contacts. It's really easy to get contacts into command as a team member. Typically what happens is it gets a little messy when it's time to get them out if for any reason you're leaving the team. So if you are a rainmaker or a team member listening to this video, watching this video, have a conversation with your team. Make sure everyone's on the same page, right? Typically it only gets ugly when people aren't on the same page and you haven't had that conversation about ownership. Hey, when you're on my team, here's who owns what. If you leave my team, here's who takes what. Let's make sure we're all on the same page such that if we ever have a split, it's amicable, no hard feelings, everybody moves on with their life and their business. That's it for today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about importing contacts, and then we might dive into some more nuances inside of tasks and or smart plans. So stay tuned for that. As always, hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll look forward to speaking with you again real soon.